Sunny Liam, how are you, son?
Very good, thank you. How are you, mate?
It's Friday afternoon, so I'm
Friday again.
Very, very good. Where you been today, Sonny?
We were here this morning at Durnan Court, and we had to fly back on the other side of the city, Clarence Garden, Melrose, and then make our way back here.
Shiskus.
Yeah.
Glazing, doors. Fuck
Glazing,
ups.
warranty, yeah, that type of stuff.
Fuck's
Shit
sake.
stuff.
All day?
No, we had some doors up at Durnan Court.
Okay, the ones out the back?
Yeah, with that big glass.
With
the one we did.
The 10-metre house?
That's right.
The house of hell?
Yeah, they took the scaffold away, and then he wanted me to fit the two sashes upstairs, but uneven ground, we couldn't do it. So that was no
What about
good.
the glass upstairs? Is that done?
No, 26, 26.
Hasn't come in yet?
No. But they're going to get the ground level for us before we head there, if they get notified, and then we can do it safely with our scaff. So, exciting.
How good's that?
Yeah, and you? Where you been today?
We'll give it a big chat. All right, keep it down. I started at the metal door place this morning.
Oh, yeah.
So stage 2 started now. So we've got this. We did 4 last week, so I've started the next 4. So this is 8 doors of the next 20 in stage 2.
Good.
So they've all got motifs on them on the inside. They've got like shapes of people, shapes of trolleys.
Okay.
And then they'll have a listing number, be a person 1, person 2, person 3, person 4, trolley 1, trolley 2.
Yeah.
And they're in the void. So on the first day, you only glaze one side, silica gels, 1,600 of them, bang, 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 4 or 5 mil silica gels, double-sided tape, all prime prior to that, and then a structural seal on the glass once it goes on. They sit for 2.5 days, and then we turn them over.
Do they sit standing up or they sit
horizontal? So they're neutral. So they're in a neutral state, so they're not under load when they're curing. And then on the Monday, they get flipped over, and then everything gets cleaned again. The tapes get taken off for the vent holes for the silica gels to try to exhaust whatever moisture's left in the air once it gets sealed up. Otherwise, as you know, they fog up. So
wow.
So so
quite technical, isn't it?
That's been pretty good. So they've got a black, not silicon. What's the higher end one called?
Sikaflex.
There's a black Sikaflex on there, and they look $1 million. So
Yeah, they do look better. They feel better. They're a lot more thick.
316 stainless steel.
Quite hard with a handheld silicon gun. Really easy with the electric battery-powered one. Yeah, lucky you got those big forearms.
Popeye arms.
Jesus.
But boy, no, you do feel it. But I'm a left and a righter. I can do both.
You can do both, yeah. That's
but
good.
I like to feel it go in, and you can see it push against the tape, and then push out.
Yeah, I like it the old way rather than using the battery, because you can sort of push as much as you want at a time and less. It's not just a feather of the finger, which is quite hard to get used to. So I much prefer that one than a battery powered, if you ask me. Unless you're doing a whole fucking shitloads. Then
if you've got just endless linear meters, bang, just get someone to cut all the knobs off and the rockets and just keep going for your linear and get someone to clean them up. Because it is easier sometimes to have 2 in there. Like I get hand with the glazing with Rob, but at the end of the day, sometimes it'd be good to have someone to do the silicon as well.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter. That's my skill set. That's what I get paid for.
Yep. So where did you go away? You went away, didn't you? You go see the kiddos?
We did. We went up and saw Reese. I think we might have touched on that last time, maybe.
Oh, I thought you went away again.
No, I haven't been away again.
Nope.
No. We did have Andy and Kate down, though.
Right, yep.
There you go. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
They come down from Sydney. They've just bought a little Suzuki Jimmy to get around Sydney because they're in the CBD.
Cool looking car.
Got the old 4-door hatch.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Ford or a longer one?
Nice gunmetal grey. So, yeah, they got an evaded lease on that one for a couple of years that they're over here in Sydney.
Lovely.
And, yeah, they're looking forward to getting out and about. So we took Andy into the East End markets, East End fringe there.
Oh, yeah.
So he hadn't seen that before. So that was excellent. You know, we sat in there, we saw a show, and I reckon we must have had 5 or 6 pails in there. And then we sat down, you know the lake there in the middle. We just sat and, man, $5 flew out of our hand and went into the lake. So we walked in there and grabbed the $5
Oh, did you?
It was only short.
Yeah.
It was very
It's
very low. But
how was the water in there?
just
beautiful.
Good for ducks.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So we sat there at more pails there, and then we ended up, Mandy and I ended up staying at the pub to watch the Power play footy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we left there about...
The one at the corner, the Stag. I think
that's it,
the Stag.
right on the corner there.
Yeah,
so that was pretty good, you know. And then they went for dinner on that same street there. Might have been Rundle Street or one of them. I can't remember. Yeah, it might be Rundle Street.
Not sure.
And there was a little... Because it's all outdoor there.
Yeah.
And I think it finishes at the end of this week.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to head to the fringe this time round. We usually do, but we don't really go to a show. We just go there, hang out. The last time we went there, one of our friends was doing a gig at the Stag, so we went there, had a few drinks, and then went to sort of the fringe area, and then just went and bought drinks and had a look around. Had a quick walk and some food to eat, and that was about it. But we have not yet gone to a show. You went to a comedy show? Yeah? How was it?
Yeah, good. There was a Chinese lady. She was funny. There was a real proper Englishman. He was funny, and he was very good. And then the last guy came on with a guitar, and it wasn't plugged in, and he said, I don't play the fucking guitar. But he could.
Yeah.
So he had a plug hidden somewhere, and he popped it in.
Yeah.
He got better as he went on, but no, it was pretty good to see it. You know, this I don't know how they do it. You know, I seriously sit there and, you know, you feel for them. You know, some people laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
Some people don't,
you definitely don't want to.
You got to
go and do one.
You got to bomb though to get through it. You know,
Jesus.
You've got to.
Yeah, it's harsh because it kind of cuts you off. You throw out a punchline and then no one laughs at it. You sort of pause and you go.
So you've got to use the jokes for the locals. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know, you could sit there and talk about England, but if you're an Aussie through and through, you're not going to understand it anyway.
You don't understand what.
And I think that's what they do. I think they pick up on all the local shit.
Yeah, switch it up as they go. Each show's a different show.
But it was pretty cool. It was good. It was hot as fuck. I think it was 41 degrees or, you know, it was pretty warm.
Yeah.
But, you know, we were lucky enough this week to get a bit of a break in the weather, to get a bit of rain on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday. Yeah.
So it was good to hear the rain on the roof, a little bit of moisture around. You know, once the sun come out, it, you know, got a bit steamy again. But
yeah,
it's been good.
No, the rain was good, definitely, after having a few hot days. Not because I wanted to mow the lawn that day after work. We had a big piece of glass to go from upstairs, switch over to get replaced. And the owner wasn't too happy with us coming there when it's quite damp, because we'd have to walk through the house to do it safely rather than drop it at the front. So we managed to do that, put all our boards and our carpet and all that sort of stuff, drop sheets and things like that. But today, how beautiful is it today? Absolutely excellent.
27, 28, 30, whatever it was pretty. And there's not much wind around, which is pretty cool. So, no, it's good. It's Friday Arvo. It's
Friday Arvo.
The best day of the week.
That's it. Tops it off. I had a couple of good weekends. Went to Rapid Bay, local, 10 minutes from Cape Jervis. Camped there with one of our friends, Nick and Moana. We ended up staying there 3 days, 2 nights. Then there's a little cave there as well, so the kids loved it. Got the whole kids going. Went for a good swim. We went squidding got about 5 squid, came back to camp, cleaned them all up and fried them salt and pepper squid that night. It was unbelievable.
Nice.
Yeah, excellent. And then the week after that, went on a fishing charter.
Tuna?
A tuna!
All right.
I've got a tuna. Biggest fish I've ever caught. First tuna I've ever caught, and it was unbelievable. Fucking highlight, that one was. We hooked up, we got we got 3 hookups. And then the 4th came back later, so we got 3 in a row. It was fucking excellent.
So you got to reel them in?
Yep, that's it. As soon as it hit, grabbed it, set it, and reeled it in, and yeah, it fucking took line. And then as I was reeling it in, tightened up the drag a little bit more, it got up to the surface, and then she went again. And then finally got her in, and ended up being the biggest one. She was fat, so. Excellent.
What they end up weighing?
We didn't. We were just too excited.
So what
we
they
didn't even
do,
measure it.
Chop them up for you later?
Yeah.
Or?
So the skipper fillets them up, and then you can take the whole thing. So he fillets the two fillets, and then the carcass, and then the head, and then you just divide it amongst everyone, so everyone gets a piece to take home.
You happy to discuss who the mob is? Or?
It is. Let me have a look. It's Awesome Fishing Charters. Awesome Fishing Charters.
Well done, mob.
Yeah.
And to catch 3 tuna. That's
3
not bad.
tunas. Oh, 4. 4. Yeah. So the one afterwards, 4 tunas, and a triple hookup, the first one, and then the 4th one.
Do you remember the skipper's name?
Wow. Skipper's name was Dan. Pretty sure it was Dan. Yeah, he had music pumping, and he stuck his head out.
Was it daytime?
Daytime, yeah. So we docked out at about 5 in the morning. Took us about an hour and a half. A couple of the guys got a little woozy, stuff like that. We took a couple of quells beforehand.
How far out did you go?
Not sure. Left of KI. So from Cape Jervis, we rode an hour and a half out, and then started trolling there, and wasn't long before we hooked up 3 at once. Yep.
Hey skipper, you're gonna need a bigger boat.
Amazing. And then,
any sharks? See anything?
No sharks. No, we saw dolphins. We're just looking for birds and little bust ups in the water where the tuna. You can see the little mackerels jumping out of the water, from the tunas trying to get them. So no, it was excellent, awesome. Didn't get burnt, which was good. One of the guys got a little sick, which is unfortunate because he'd be. I couldn't imagine being sick on a boat. Can't turn back. You got to stay on there. And he was fighting for his life, mate. It was unreal.
Yeah. No, it is hard. Even as an adult, it's hard to watch people get sick. I've been over to Kangaroo Island 21 times for work, and I've seen some pretty rough water going, that hour across, and I've seen some pretty big guys pretty sick.
Yeah. It folds them. It fucking folds you.
And what it does is it messes you up for the hour or so afterwards as well. That by the time you get to land, you still got, that motion sickness in your head, and you doubt yourself. And you think, feel a bit sick again. So by the time that winds down, it's a couple of hours before you're good again, and you got to work because you got to fucking get those things in,
right.
and you got to get back on that ferry that you booked in for 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you got to get back
and
on
you
there.
might be at Stokes Bay. You could be anywhere,
Yeah.
Good place though. I think if you are from overseas, I think it's a good one to get on the ferry. And I know it's a bit pricey, but
it is pricey to take your vehicle in there and back.
But if you can do it, it's worth.
Yeah, if you can do it, and if you can explore, spend a few days there, it's nice. But to go there with your vehicle and not do anything, waste of money.
And if you love fishing, it's a ripper place for fishing.
Good fishing place. Yeah,
you could have 3 hooks and catch 6 fish.
Yeah, That's it.
It's wonderful, and to see the sun come up over Kingscote there, looking back towards the mainland there, it's just terrific.
Yeah, and if you're there at the right time, you might be able to see a whale breach off the.
And they got good pubs there.
Yeah,
Once again, they got the Brown
Penshaw,
family as well, or something. I don't know if they're still there now, but no, it's a good place.
Yeah.
I was over there when the fires were on, and it was excellent. There was so many people, and where the airport was, that was the command centre.
Yeah.
So everything, all the battalions ran in and out of that. So you imagine how many Villie's pies and pies from Kangaroo Island that they sold, the nice coffees, it's unreal. But
that's good. But that was great week, and then we're back 1 week here, done for the week. I'm working tomorrow, but after that, I'm trying to keep my weekends to myself.
All right, we had to spill over Ash Norton for tomorrow at 10:30. We got him between 10:30 and 12.
Can't wait.
I've
stolen his spot.
What's that Sonny doing on the Friday afternoon?
I've stolen his spot. Sorry, Ash.
Hey, mate, we might go to a break. We did lose probably a minute and a half in the first bit, but what we'll do, we'll shut down for the first one, and the beauty of the old digital SLRs, they only go for about 20 minutes, but if we go longer than 20 minutes, then I've got to start editing little bits and pieces, which makes it a bit hard. So anyway.
Be right back.
Hey, mate, last time you were here, we had the Chinese warships. A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
They ended up doing a whole lap, didn't they?
They did. It's quite nerve-wracking, isn't it?
It's not good, is it? I think they're out there to be provocative, which they are. Now this week they've been up in the Indian Ocean, and I believe now India's involved. And India said to them, "We are not going to tolerate this." So it's they're pushing buttons everywhere in that South China Sea area.
I think that might be, no pun intended, testing the waters and seeing what anyone else is doing or will do in terms of defence.
See which one rattles the cage the
most.
most.
That's it. See who shows
because
their
the Aussies
muscles,
have gone quiet. They've
shows their biceps. Yep. Well, we're more of an alliance type country. We'll back people up, but.
Well, the US did send one of the older nuclear subs to WA, and I forget the port there now. I should know it, but they have now got that one there. It's been there a week or so, and I think the Yanks are now going to update that seaport as well, and I think that's into the millions, billions again. There's a lot of money going to be spent from the US. I look, going back to this AUKUS thing, which is the Australian, the UK, and the US alliance, which is AUKUS, and the Aussies have made a commitment in regards to purchasing 3 of the new class nuclear subs. Like, they just have to be recharged every 25 years.
Yeah, because I thought we were building them.
So they're not being built here yet.
Right.
So
in the near future.
Apparently.
Yep.
Apparently, but whether we ever do or we don't, I don't know. They're saying at the moment in the South China Sea that China's now pushing out everywhere at the moment with their boats, that at the moment they're not really prepared themselves, I believe, to not only manage off their shores, but to keep that South China Sea in check.
It seems that they're
it's pretty
poking.
Punchy.
They're poking.
Oh, they're fucking poking like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, and waiting for a retaliation.
And once again, like I say all the time, you've got all this land. I don't get, if you want to be the big boy on the street, no problem, but why do you need more land?
Yeah.
Like if you look at Australia and New Zealand, you've never seen Australia or New Zealand say, oh fuck it, we'll just push New Zealand out the way, or New Zealand will come back the other way.
Yeah.
We're just not that type of country.
No.
We're a
it's
peaceful,
not our nature.
Peaceful country.
Yeah.
So to see an aggressor at any time, and I know that one of the UK birds is over here at the moment saying, hey, you guys have really got to get into wartime mode because you're not in...
We're too easy going.
Too easy
and we
going.
sort of take the day as it comes.
We'll take it
right?
later, eh?
Take the day as it comes. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't,
one good thing,
we're still cooking a barbie.
If they do invade from the north, then they'll run out of water. They'll get eaten by salties.
Yeah.
And there's nothing up there. So, you've really got to either come down the west coast in the Indian Ocean, and there's plenty of room to come in through the west there, and you've got all your cities on the east.
They might be scared of this country too because every other country knows that everything in Australia kills you, tries to kill you, tries to eat you. So stay away. That's where we're living. Snakes, spiders,
Hope so.
crocs,
Hope so.
drop bears.
Yeah, you don't want a fucking koala coming down.
Koala
on top of
with chlamydia.
you. The bushfires down in Kangaroo Island got rid of the chlamydia virus. So
No, they're green again.
they eat roots and leaves, don't they? They need to just pull out a little bit from
that's
time
right.
to time. But
I do have a breaking news that I forgot and I thought I might mention. The titanium heart. Have you heard of it?
I did see something on the news.
A man has been given a artificial titanium heart.
Hey. Well done.
Well done. In Australia.
And it's the first Australian
Aussie,
titanium heart, is it?
Aussie, yep. And it's been in him
We do
for
fucking things good down here.
Fuck oath we do. 104 days it's been.
No problems?
No problems. Not enough to keep him in hospital, so they've discharged him. And he, obviously, they're going to monitor him as well, but good enough to be discharged out of a hospital.
Wow.
So, well done, Aussies.
Yeah, good
Very proud. Yep.
Look, I think that it's testament to this country that we might not have the manpower like every other country.
Yeah.
But boy, we fucking outsmart most of them,
Fuck oath.
don't we? Fuck oath we do. We're, if you have a look at the population in India for cricket, and I know they love their cricket, but we've only got fucking 26 million to...
Yeah.
We've probably got 20 million to choose from.
And most of us want to just sit back, relax, and do fuck all.
Yeah, that's what it's about, isn't it? Campfires and...
Yeah.
You want to take it easy down here. I think, what's the point of coming down here all this way and being stressed?
Yeah, that's it.
It's Australia.
It's Australia. Relax.
Fuck oath.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Fuck oath. Old hardcore calls me fuck oath. Old McLeod does as well. It's down at the metal mob. But no, look, once again, it's fantastic, isn't it?
So yeah, fantastic. Big
Aussies are
big
contributing
thumbs up
again.
to the Aussie, to the person that got that moving, going, processed, put in a body, and hopefully this it was a male. Hopefully he gets to hold on long enough for a donor to come through and then give him a new heart. So
I know on the space shuttle they were talking about growing meniscus for your knee,
right.
and on Earth you can't do it because gravity turns it into pulp.
Okay.
But in a neutral environment where there's no loads,
Yeah.
they can
freely
make a bag of meniscus from whatever stem cells, probably. They can make it up there like we're in space now.
She's just floating.
And they can make this sack of meniscus up, and they're making them up there probably with the idea that they'll bring them back to Earth in a space bag.
Yeah. And then we'll be all right.
Open the knee up,
Yeah.
pull the old sack out, put a new sack
Yeah.
in, and you'll be running around on new cushions.
Fucking hell.
How fucking cool is that?
Yeah. Breakthrough.
So your girlfriend landed today, yesterday?
With the same name as me. It's her nickname. This is my actual name, but what was her name? Sunny Williams?
Sunita Williams.
Sunita Williams, yep.
And Butch Wilmore.
That's it.
Wilmore.
On behalf of NASA and the whole crew, welcome home.
We've got touchdown.
So to touchdown, where do they touch down? In the ocean.
They did say. I think it's
in the ocean somewhere.
I still think
on
it's
water.
in Florida somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
I know they take
Oh,
off
right.
there, but I think they
that
come.
far away.
I think
Okay.
they come back there anyway because that's where they take off.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So
But,
they did. Yep. They get stuck there, something like that.
I think they were there for 3 months longer than, or 6 months
Yeah.
longer than they were meant to be.
Yep. And no overtime.
Look, I think they got a living away from home allowance.
No overtime.
So that's not bad. No,
Yeah.
I don't think they got overtime, but they did get a living away from home allowance.
Okay.
For a little
That's a bit rough.
For a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
I'm sure their Medicare will be looked after
Yeah.
for a little
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
But
So
you imagine coming out of there in a neutral state and then landing on Earth with gravity.
that's it. There was footage of them getting pulled out onto the boat, and then put on wheelchairs, and then they sort of wheel themselves around in these funny looking spacesuits. There's always something funny
The spacesuits
about
are
wearing a spacesuit.
they're a lot nicer looking now, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're a lot cleaner. They don't seem to have the big,
They look quite fashionable.
the dopey fingers on them.
I much prefer that.
They
though.
seem to be a lot leaner and simpler.
Slimline. Might be out in the public soon, and we'll be able to buy our own spacesuit.
I think
What do
so.
you reckon?
Hopefully,
Yeah.
I reckon Locke's probably got a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, exciting. That's good. And see what they can come up with. And there was a pod of dolphins where the shuttle was as well. So dolphins are smarter than us, and they can do extraordinary things and sense.
As soon as it lands, they've got to check the levels of
Radiation.
bad stuff on it. Like
Right.
don't forget they're moving at 40,000 miles a second or an hour, whatever they are, coming back through the atmosphere.
What if they brought something up there down here, like
Could have.
how we would bring bacteria or any form of bacteria up there? You know, we could be the ones.
Could be pretty easy.
We could be the ones giving these aliens a nice free ride back to.
Maybe that's where life began.
You know,
Who knows?
now we're on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe they come from asteroids. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Maybe it all originated here. And they're saying that, if you listen to the UAP world at the moment, that they've been living here anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Before
underwater.
us.
They're underwater.
We are the aliens.
They
That
have,
means.
Well, I just wonder how many times life repeats itself, and it might take 2,000 years to repeat one species to the next, and then you get a catastrophic.
Yeah, Earth could have started like this, and then as it repeats itself, an extra
Could do.
layer
Could do.
gets added on top.
It's hard to know, isn't it?
Next thing you know, you're
I wasn't
this
here
big
2,000
planet.
years ago.
No. Would it be nice? It would
How
be
many
nice, wouldn't
times has the Industrial Revolution done laps?
it? Well,
How many times have we reinvented the wheel?
fucking yeah.
Could have.
Probably did, but it got lost in time, and we're doing it all over again.
Like you're making coffee machines now. How do you make a fucking coffee machine once an asteroid hits here?
Yeah, that's right.
I haven't got the parts to make
Yeah,
one.
some guy named Nikola Tesla will invent the electricity, and then
Well, there's one we can talk about as well. What about X? What about the big man?
Elon.
What about Elon working for the government? He's had death threats.
Yeah.
No one's buying his cars. They're burning his
Trump,
cars.
yeah, only because he's Trump's best mate now. You see.
So if you look at it, and if they're putting tariffs on fucking even his cars, and he's working for the American government,
yeah,
is it a mistake?
right. So he's got the tariffs now.
They're burning
on China,
his cars,
on
mate,
China. So there's no
and other
export.
and EU countries. So
yeah. So because I heard that China is they're building factories in Cambodia now, and getting them to make your sweatshirts, your hats, and shorts and shoes and all that sort of stuff. And because the tariffs not lifted, well, not on Cambodia, then you can sort of still export the Chinese goods. So they've got a way of getting around it. But
if you're spending 10% of your GDP, gross
something like
domestic
that. Yeah,
gross domestic
I got
product.
what you meant.
GDP, you're spending 10% on defence and you've got people living in boxes. Come on, where's that fucking balance up?
Yeah.
Hey?
That's where
You know,
it gets a bit shit, doesn't it?
well, it is. It's contradictory, I think. You know, if you want to sit there and say, well, I want to take on the world, how about you feed your fucking people properly?
Yeah.
Same as North Korea. You only hear limited shit that comes out of there. Come on. Fucking tidy up. Look after your people
who knows
first.
what he's got going on there anyway. But he wants to keep his people right at the bottom. Doesn't want them any higher than they should be. That's a dictator right there, you know, power. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there was a book with a girl named Yeonmi Park.
She escaped from North Korea.
Yep, and all her stories are quite... people are saying that it's all gibberish and she's making it all up, but there's got to be some sort of truth. Maybe she's over-exaggerated some stuff, but I believe her. I fucking believe her, mate.
I'm sure it's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. You know, like you even go to San Francisco and you've got all the homey people there living on the street still.
What's that street called?
But at the end of the day, like, you've really got to fix your backyard up, don't you? You know, you sit there worrying about fucking taking on the rest of the world. The rest of the world, 100 years on from where we were starting the last Boer War or the First World War, what the fuck has anyone learned from that? Why the fuck do you want another war?
Yeah.
Why do you want to live on fucking food cards and drink cards?
I think...
You need to
funding.
fucking
I think
really
it's the funding.
now learn how to brew beer because we're going to be in big trouble. And we need the Suny Lerm beer
that
to
beer
get
would
us
be
through.
good.
Well, don't forget the war's going to go for probably 5 years unless it's 8 minutes.
Does that mean no beer?
I'm not going 5 years without a fucking beer. How miserable would you be?
I'll have to stock up.
Stock up. You need to know the recipe. And you can't have tainted water.
No, you can't.
You can't have tainted water or tainted yeast.
Fuck, we're screwed. Cunts will be punching on.
They will.
Yeah.
So we've got to be ready.
And I can't even sit there and watch with a beer in my hand.
Well, you'll be out the front, just snipering. You'll be cross-hairing everything out the front. And that's without the zombie apocalypse that could come at the same time.
Well, that's right. Yeah, people will be knocking on your door, stealing all the shit from your fridge, pantry, and whatnot. We'll have to be prepared.
That's what they do.
Get prepared.
So I've got some tunnels under here
to
the main house just in case. So I've been digging for 4 years.
You have.
That's why I got dirty fingers.
Wow.
It's not black silicon.
Look at you. Yeah. I noticed you lost a little bit of weight.
So there you go. So we've got to make sure the beer recipe survives because you're not going to be able to go down the Mobbery or the Gully and or the Ingle Farm.
I haven't had to. The Bush Ranger.
Is he brewing?
He's a brewer, so I'll leave it to him. I'll make sure he's safe and sound.
How's he going?
I'll be his protector. He's going good. Busy man. I
haven't spoken to him this week.
Yeah. He's been busy with his kids. You know, he's got about 10 kids and all that sort of stuff. So he's got to manage that.
Bush Ranger's
doing all right.
Have lots of siblings.
Yep. He's a baby maker.
He's a very good man, isn't he? That's what it's about.
Yeah. He doesn't complain, doesn't whinge.
And he's good at his art, you know, he's finicky.
Very particular with things. Sometimes I'm there scratching my head going, mate, let it go. Leave it. But no, it's got to be right. And if we go to a spot, a job where we have to fix this one particular thing, no, he looks around. What else can we fix here, Sonny? Fucking leave it. Fucking leave it.
Can you go to the laundry and look at the hinge door? Can you, please?
So, it's good trying to convince him to just do one job at hand. It's difficult.
All right, stage 2, we're out. I'm going to have to kill it a minute early.
A 3-part series. This is a 3-part series.
As the guy that does the work on it later, it's not good. So
We'll do that.
Hey, we're gonna have a little bit of a break here, and geez, that sounds like Scotty Miller. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah, that one first. All right, mate.
Hey, 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 hey. My man.
And we're back.
Hey, Mr. Suny, we'll just touch base. We lost a good buddy nearly just over 12 months ago.
Yeah, yep.
Just Wally Sobel, our Ukrainian buddy. Sheeskus. So, look, they did start a collectibles company, didn't they? Like antiques and whatever, and they're down at Ashbourne in that area.
Yep, you can find them on Instagram, and they've got a few photos of what they're selling, and they also, therefore, you can get in touch and see what times they open. And I think from what I heard last, they opened on the 1st of March, just a pop-up, which would have been good, but we didn't get a chance to go there, so we've missed that. I did see them a while back before March, and I ended up getting my my wife a birthday present, so it's a little English vase that's quite old, nice brown looking, bit of texture on there, so I can put some flowers on there for my wife. So that was beautiful. We got that from the Bowerbirds collection, which is lovely. So yeah, get them on Instagram and have a look at what they've got.
And a great family business, isn't it? It's authentic as the day long, isn't it? It's a wonderful place down there, and you know, to see what they've got in their stock, it's unreal.
Yeah, walking in that shed, it's amazing. Or doesn't take me too far back in time, but that I know of. But it does look really rustic, antique looking. It's got a big parachute on the ceiling, which is nice. Everything just looks amazing. Old antique stuff.
I miss the old bugger. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, me too. Mate, every day.
What a fucking champion.
Yeah.
Good bloke, mate. It's it's hard to think that, you know, that time's gone already, and you know, time stands for nobody, does it?
No, we just got to keep
not
moving.
still anyway.
Yeah, we just got to keep moving and see where he pops up next.
But you do he's in our memes every day, isn't he? You know, there's not too many times where you see old Vinny and go, ooh, ooh, ooh,
yeah,
ooh.
Today I saw Vinny and we both said,
how's Vinny? I love Vinny to death.
Yeah.
He's such a good fella. He not only gives you a hug every time you work with him and
hug every
leaves
time.
again, and he's one of those guys he's always there helping. You know, he picks shit up off the floor, even if he didn't have the shit on the floor, he'll pick it up. He's got a good work ethic, and and I say it in respect, they've run him through the ringer just to be in this country. And boy, if we had more guys like him, fuck, I would take them all on. You know, he's such a good listener. He's such a kind heart.
Yeah.
And
he thrives for excellence, doesn't he? Is what he does.
And he's got that ability to listen. You're not there just to provoke people and say, hey, I know more than you. Come on.
Yeah, he definitely wants to do the best he can.
He wants to learn and
every
listen.
day.
And, you know, every time I work with him, I say, geez, I love working with you. And, you know, you get the biggest cuddle at the end of the day. It's, you know.
That's it. It's not just a normal hug. It's a squeeze hug. Like he wraps his arms around you and he squeezes you tight.
Yeah, Mr. Vinska.
You definitely feel loved. Fucking feel loved.
I think it's good too how you modify your language when you talk to him because of where he's from.
Portuguese.
And
Portuguese.
You just have to Vinska. It's good to see you, Mr. Vinska.
Yeah.
Huh?
When I ring him up in the morning, I go, hey, papi, buenos dias. ¿Qué pasa? So, buenos dias is good morning, and ¿qué pasa is what's going on, what's happening.
Does he give you back the mushy?
He does, yeah, he does all the time. So, no, he loves it, you know, makes him feel like he's at home. But yeah, beautiful bloke.
I think he's landed here very well. As I said, if we had more like him, here you sort of got a good chance to go forward, I reckon.
And that's it. He's really taken on the Aussie.
Love the guy. No, it's if you've got people at that quality coming into the system, fuck, we're doing all right.
That's it. Lovely.
What about the Canadians, mate? The Canadians have bought the over the horizon.
Now, this is incredible, isn't it?
Now, how this works is that the Aussies have had it here for a long time, and it was designed here apparently. And what it does is it can see over the curve of the Earth. So if you have your
If there is a curve.
we're not flat earthers here, mate. She's fucking curved, all right. But if you can see over the horizon, then obviously you're in front of the people that may be doing the wrong thing, trying to invade your country. So
Unreal.
that's like a $4 billion output from Australia, which is just fantastic. And like we were looking at some stuff on the computer earlier on, there's so many minerals here in Australia, and fine minerals, fine earth minerals. I did watch a thing on 60 Minutes the other day, 60 Minutes Australia, in regards to this one deposit they've got that is just, the world wants it.
Yeah.
But would you give it to the people that want it for the right reasons? I wouldn't give it to the people for the wrong reasons.
A lot of our land is quite preserved. We kind of preserve everything around us to keep it natural as well. So we move from mine to mine, but we're not like this big, huge industrial country that just digs out of the ground and destroys our landfill or anything like that. So everything is sort of strategically done where we can still keep our nature, because that's the beautiful thing here in Australia.
What about the rainfall in the north part of Australia?
Yeah.
You've got Darwin, you've got
CQ,
Cairns, Townsville, you've got all that North Queensland that get somewhere between 15, 20 metres of rain a year. Now, if we were Egyptians, they would have tunnelled that water down to the south. Now, where we don't grow cotton? We don't grow cotton down here because we haven't got any water, have we? So by the time the water goes through all the locks, once it merges from the New South River, what's that one called? You got the Murray and you've got the Darling. So the Darling does eventually bleed into the Murray, which helps feed that corridor down to Gore. But in lean years, you don't get the feed. But they throw all that water out through the I think it's called the Bardigan River up in Queensland, and that's like 400 metres wide by
huge,
and that water goes out to sea. Now I get it that you don't want the oceans getting more salty, but you can't just rely on one continent that isn't contributing to putting fresh water back into the oceans, right? But surely, if we were Roman, we would build concrete fucking vats
to hold it,
or waterways to at least get it down to the south, because you do get evaporation with water. Like we all know that goes up, rains, goes up.
So one part of Australia is just completely
You've
wet,
got fucking 20 metres of rain,
and the other part is just bone dry.
Or South Australia, where we're the driest state in the driest continent
we haven't
on
seen
Earth.
rain for a while.
Now we get less than 600 millimetres of rain a year. It's not even a metre.
Yeah.
North Queensland gets 18 to 20 metres.
Yep. In a cyclone.
Where's the fucking water going? Out to sea.
Yeah.
We should look at the cost for to run the desal plant and pull all the salt water out of the fucking... Like, imagine the cost of that. You got fresh water, even though it's dirty as it goes down the...
Yeah, but same
cleans
thing.
up.
Same thing, pretty much. So you're not filtering salt water, you're filtering fresh water. So you're not using so much energy to do so. So economically, that's the right thing to do. It's the right path to take.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. When they the Snowy River, when they did dam that, because you've got all that snowfall from Kosciuszko that used to come down, and that used to help feed all the waterways as well. Now they put in a dam there, and then they just the Snowy River used to be, this torrent river. You'd go down in your canoes and your whatever, and now it's a trickle. There was some talk about reopening that one again. I haven't heard any
with
more
no
from
water.
it. But like our snow season is only 12 weeks anyway. It's fairly ridiculous. If you go over the ditch, you've got about a 16, 18 weeks system over there because of the topography and the geography, where New Zealand, as you know, is so much lower than Tasmania that, even with the elevated hills there, they get a lot more snow for a lot longer. And it's just gorgeous. If I could build over there, I'd build over there. If I could live over there, if the money was right, you'd have to get, because I have heard that the wages in New Zealand are less than.
Yeah. And what about the prices of things around there?
Sure, your beer and your food is still
high.
Yeah. So
everyone's trying to make ends meet.
Well, you still need, seriously. You look at what you and I are doing. We're not breaking any fucking numbers with money.
No. We're not driving around in Ferraris.
We haven't got shacks and we haven't got speedboats. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we contribute a fair bit in the industry, don't we? Where we're at, we're at the high end of.
We try and keep things
industry.
moving, yeah.
But it would be nice that there's a little bit more financial recognition for the service that we do.
Absolutely.
Won't get caught up on that one, but that one, with the over the horizon one, that's going to be a big yielder for Australia. The other thing too was the AUKUS thing that we did touch on earlier with the submarines that the Americans are going to apparently start to build for us, and then we'll eventually learn how to do it or whatever that is. And you and I
could be a few years.
You and I will be 80 before we see the first fucking sub. Who knows? But they do need to get some action on that and get that sorted out soon. If you're looking at China's saying 2027 that they're looking at doing the job.
Yeah, well,
expanding. So that's only 2 years away.
Yeah, but who knows what will happen anyway, or if we would ever live to see what happened in the future. So, but yeah, I agree with you. Get our shit going, and make sure we make sure we, instead of have a defense force, have an offense force as well. That will give us a bit of a leg up on everything, rather than just standing back waiting for it to happen. We can actually push through.
I think it's
with our allies.
Just with Ukraine, Panama, anything in that East Timor area. Even to go to Bali, you're in that area. Go to Singapore, you're in that area. You go to Hong Kong, you're already in China anyway. That's our sort of playground for the north. That's for the Aussies to enjoy. You can't go south. Well, you can go to Antarctica. Okay, cold plunge, no problem. But, there's not much to do down there. But at the end of the day, you now, let's put a hypothetical out there that Taiwan gets knocked off in 27.
Oof.
All right, that's a horrible thing to think of.
And China takes over Taiwan. They've been at it for a while.
I think that, depending on what comes out, I think you're going to see a few trump cards I'd say that, pardon the pun.
Ooh.
You're going to see some trump cards of technology come out, I believe, that would probably even exceed the atom bomb. I think what they're fucking with now is stuff that
shouldn't even be seen.
It shouldn't even be talked about. Yeah. And I think that's going to be whether this planet survives this decade, let alone this century, because it's hot as hell now. Everything is red.
It's scary, isn't it?
Everything's lit up except Australia.
Yeah.
We've still got our head in our sand that there's nothing going on, which I don't blame us. We don't invade people. We don't put pressure on other people.
Yeah, look.
Fuck off.
I don't want no trouble. Don't want no trouble.
Well, we don't go looking for it. You know, like all these other countries,
Yeah,
whether it's
they're
religion or we're the fucking lucky
They
country.
just want power. That's it.
We've got everything here we need.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, if the World Wide Web wasn't there and we tick the box to say, yes, we'll get involved in it, I wish we said no.
Mm.
But eventually, you know, they'll still put
but we need our allies.
anyway.
We do need our allies just in case someone wants to try and invade us. At least we have backup rather than fighting it ourselves. So you got to give a little bit to take.
We would have had to go overseas to get Nikes ourselves. Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. Fresh Nikes.
Well, you've got the White Roux Company, mate, that unfortunately this week was closed down by the Big Brother.
Oh,
so,
no.
We've let that one surrender. So that's not to say that product can't come out of there. But,
we're still going to pursue it.
But at this stage, it's there's too much out there. There's too much to compete with, and you know, to run all the business shit that everybody else runs. Not worth it, dude. It's not worth
that's
not
a shame.
worth the grind.
But yeah, it can always pop back up whenever.
We've still got the Milne Road Studios going, and we've still got the white glass and shower screens going. So at this stage, I won't re-register anything from here. We'll just make on demand and
see where it takes you.
Sell it to the people that want it.
Yeah, lovely.
How good's that?
Yeah, it's good. Excellent.
Takes a little bit of stress out of it as well.
Yeah.
So,
it's not a little extra bit of thing that you have to do.
I think that's pretty cool. Twin Paranormal.
Twin Paranormal, that's your favourite show.
Ryan, River and Wyatt. Yeah, I've been watching these guys for...
I've got to get on that.
Probably the last 4 years. I think they're over 1 million people now watching it. And they're into the paranormal. And that's what dragged me into the paranormal at the beginning. So that would have been greater than that. Might be 6 or 7 years because it was before Scotty was around. And people knock them and people say a lot of it's staged.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Oh, look, that
good theatre.
that mystery feeling of watching it, not knowing whether it's true or not, that's good enough for me. And it'll be good enough for everyone.
It's cool. Well, you and I love the stuff. Have you had any little stuff at home?
Very tiny, small.
It's all gone quiet at the minute.
It has gone quiet, but it goes quiet when we're at home. But when we go away, like over the weekend when we went to Rapid Bay, that I touched earlier, our middle daughter, I think she's about 21, so she's an adult. So we left her home, obviously on her own, and she always mentions that something strange always happens when we leave the house. So in particular, this one, poor her. Hey? So this time, which she's right. For some reason, our light bulbs in our kitchen and lounge room always blows up, no matter what.
I still think the scary one was when your mate's fridge went over.
Yeah, we're talking years back.
And that's a heavy fridge, isn't it?
Back when we were teenagers.
Fridges
don't fall over on their own, no. So yeah, the light bulb pops. Then I'll have to, and then my youngest daughter, her door always creaks open. Doesn't do it for us, but as soon as we leave, and there it goes.
All right.
Hello. So that's what she says when we go away. A heap of paranormal shit happens. She starts hearing things, but it could be a figment of imagination. You never know. So could be her mind just thinking about things and. All of a sudden, she thinks it's happening.
All right. Well, we've had Mandy's birthday this week. She turned 55. She's the 25.
Yeah,
so,
happy birthday!
Happy birthday to Mandy. That was a good one this week. We went and had some lunch out at the Lone Star in North Adelaide.
The Lone Star.
So that was good.
How was it?
Yeah, it was very good. I had a meatballs chicken snitty.
Okay, so that's more.
Never had meatballs. Snitty.
The Lone Star is sort of like a American.
Street?
Is it sort of like an American type?
It's very, very nice. It's it's very, very well done, and credit to them. It was good. It was a good afternoon, and we're putting the ensuite on now in the bathroom for us. So we're the last ones to get the bathroom here. So we're
that's how it works.
Just doing that now. So that's in the plant, ready to go now. We're ready to construct, and we'll quickly touch on mental health, and we'll wind it up, buddy, because we're going to click into it again.
Yeah,
so
too easy. Mental health. Everyone look after yourself. Depression is silent. You can't see it, so make sure you just have a look at the most happiest person in your group, and just make sure that they're all right. Okay, because they never get asked because they're always masking or something like that. So make sure everyone's all good.
Suny, love you, man. Love you a long time.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming
Once again.
And Friday nights, mate.
Friday night.
We'll keep them going, eh?
Yo.
Thanks, Suny.